New Orleans is a city that loves to party, and the NPSL joined the party last weekend, but it wasn't all fun and games as the league took care of business with its annual owners meeting. On this special edition of This Week in the NPSL, we'll meet some of the newest members of our league. We'll hear from the managing director as well as the chairman of the NPSL about the excitement heading into 2018. And we will get the thoughts about United States Soccer from USASA President John Mata. We are in the Big Easy for this special edition of This Week in the NPSL. The annual owners meetings are in the book, and boy, is there plenty to talk about on location from the Omni Royal New Orleans. I'm your host, Paul Boron, and we start with expansion. 6 new teams have been announced to join the NPSL. Let's get a look at those 6 teams, and welcome to the NPSL, Greenville FC, Katy 1895 FC, Laredo Heat, Academica SC, El Farolito, and FC Davis, the 6 newest members of the NPSL, with more to come. But let's hear from some of the new members.
So the NPSL and our vision for the game and their core values perfectly aligned. So what we're trying to accomplish in our community was reflective in the NPSL's mission statement and what they wanted to see done with the game. So when we were looking to apply to a higher league, it made complete sense to partner with the NPSL. We bring an organization that's really committed to the cause, not only at the community level for the league level, but also for the country. And we also are going to be a great partner for the rest of the Golden Gate Conference. When they come to see us, they're going to get first-class amenities. They're going to get an organization that not only cares about our own team, but also other teams. And then they're really going to get a good partner for the game, not only for what we want to see on the field, but as the conference as a whole.
We chose the NPSL just because we wanted to make that jump into something national, something that's structured, prestigious, and the NPSL was the best choice, especially for what we want to do with our club. And I think that the setup of the NPSL is the best you're going to get in this division and this level. So it was really an easy choice for us. We're a historical club. I mean, we've been around for over 40 years. So I think we're going to bring a lot of experience, knowledge, hopefully a lot of good soccer, and really get the NPSL out in the Central Valley of California.
The NPSL has a very good reputation. We wanted to be a part of it because we think we can bring something to the NPSL through Katy, Texas. What we can bring is we're going to offer college opportunities for high school seniors going into college and college kids who want to move up to the next level to Division II or Division I. We're just excited about it to be in soccer because soccer did so much for our kids and so much for our business over the last 10 years.
I think Greenville is it's a fast-moving market and growing market right now. I guess personally, I like to look at it as a former player, but also as kind of a new business owner, where I want something that's sustainable for the league, but also for the community of Greenville, and a platform where the players can be professionally managed with my experience. Joining this league is super exciting. I mean, it's my first go about owning a team and managing a team, but I've been a part of a lot of very good academy programs, college programs, but this is special for me and the rest of my ownership group, and so we're super excited and hyped to bring this team to Greenville and to the NPSL.
Well, this is going to be our first year, obviously, and one of the primary reasons we did play in another competing league, and the issue of teams within the state of Texas were very limited, and that was a driving factor behind it. Well, we're going to bring, even though it is our first year, we're going to bring a very good tradition because of the success that we had in the previous league. Oh, we're looking forward to it. Can't wait for 2018 to get here.
The group of owners and myself, we just want to compete in a much more professional league, expose the team, expose the organization and the players throughout the nation, and represent the league and our city as much as we can. We're excited. There's new challenges coming up, and we know we're going to be competing in a league that is extremely hard, and these teams have good, talented, and young and experienced players, so we're very looking forward to that.
More new members will be announced in the days to come, so make sure you check out the NPSL social media platforms to get all of the latest news. Well, we're just getting started here in New Orleans. When we come back, we'll hear more on expansion with the chairman of the NPSL, Joe Baroni. That's when we come back to the annual owners meeting in New Orleans.
Keep up to date on NPSL with scores, schedules, stats, and exclusive content on NPSL.com. Visit NPSL.com to browse our dedicated ticket platform, read up on NPSL Spotlight, and view the latest episode of This Week in the NPSL.
Welcome back to this special edition of This Week in the NPSL. Pleased to be joined by the chairman of the NPSL, Joe Baroni. And let's put a wrap on 2017 here at the annual owners meeting, and your thoughts on how things went this year.
Yeah, Paul, thank you for having me on. I thought we had a very successful 2017. Coming out of New Haven, coming into the owners meeting here, there's a lot of momentum. Some great expansion markets for 2018, so we're very satisfied.
Well, that leads me directly into the next question. We've got 6 of the expansion teams announced: Laredo, Greenville, Katy, Academica, El Farolito, and FC Davis. Just overall, your thoughts on the 6 that have been announced so far?
Yeah, look, all important markets, right? Some clubs that have been around already within the USASA family, within the American landscape. If you take, for example, El Farolito is an important club out of the West that's done been involved in player development and been involved in their community. So all great stuff, but some, also to add to that, some great ones coming out in the very near future.
Yeah, and be paying attention to all the NPSL social media, as we'll be announcing those in the days to come. What else are you looking to do here as we turn the calendar to 2018?
Yeah, look, it's getting into strategies about the future of the league. 2019, the member agreement, which was a hot topic, getting all the teams, especially all the new teams and all the current teams, to sign their agreements to give stability to the league. To stabilize the league and not to have poaching around U.S. soccer. And looking forward for the future of the NPSL.
And finally, why don't we talk about the next big event for the NPSL? It'll be the Showcase moving to Orlando. That's where we'll be next. The Showcase has just gotten bigger and bigger and more important every year. You just tell me what you expect out of it and why it's become so big.
Look, we're about our players, our members, the players moving up to the next level and earning a living from it, playing the professional game where they're able to perform at a professional level. And the most important part is that they are, the coaches, the professional teams, whether it be in MLS, in the NESL, in the USL, that, are looking at our players and are given the fair opportunity to move on and to earn a living. Right, because they've invested a lot, we've invested a lot, but more important, the clubs and the players that have invested a lot in their development. So this is a further opportunity to give them, a pathway to find a professional team.
Well, Joe, appreciate your time as always. Thanks for joining us on This Week in the NPSL. Still much more to come as we are at the annual owners meetings in New Orleans.
MITRE is the official ball supplier of the National Premier Soccer League. Visit www.mitre-usa.com for more information. That's www.mitre-usa.com.
Welcome back to This Week in the NPSL, special New Orleans edition. We're here with USASA President John Mata. My name is Willie Whitelaw. John, obviously World Cup draw this week, actually yesterday, a couple days ago. One name was missing, you know. Obviously, talk to us a little bit about the changes you think needs to come in the U.S. soccer landscape from the top.
Well, of course, we were all disappointed with the USA not qualifying for the World Cup. Of course, it was a total disappointment for the country, but more so for us soccer lovers in the country. Well, we're at a crossroads right now where, of course, we have a big election coming up for a U.S. president, for U.S. soccer president. We have 7 candidates that have announced thus far. We have another week, and you know, a lot could happen the other week. But you know, I think that we are at a time and a place in soccer where, you know, change is needed. We need some new ideas. We need some new passion into the game, and you know, not to take anything away from what has been done in the past, because U.S. soccer has grown tremendously in the last, you know, 10, 12, 15 years. I've been around pretty much all my life, and I've seen from, you know, where we had to beg and borrow money to get national teams to games to where we are today with $150 million in the bank. But you know, having new blood coming in and new people with different ideas and different strategies is something that probably U.S. soccer could use today. And you know, in 2 months we'll have the election, and you know, we'll see what the people want. But from what we've seen is people want to change, people want some new ideas, and this is probably the right time to get it done.
Where do you see kind of the NPSL and the big picture of scheme of so many leagues? Obviously, you run the amateur game, oversee it. Where do you see the NPSL really fitting?
Well, as I've mentioned here in New Orleans, and you know, the USASA board did approve the tier system, which we're still working through with the leagues. But I see the NPSL as probably, you know, definitely a tier 1 league within our tier system. They've been around for so many years. They've grown this league with some very passionate owners that I've seen in the room and this whole weekend. So, you know, I do see the NPSL as being one of the top tier leagues in the country. You know, I know there are other competing leagues that are also members of USASA that probably fit in that tier also. But, you know, once we cross all the T's and dot the I's and find out where everybody belongs and where everybody wants to be, I mean, a lot of it is where do these leagues want to be. Hopefully we'll get that all sorted out in the next couple of months and be ready to roll in 2018.
Fantastic. One final question, John. You know, just give us kind of a message, you know, as the president of the USASA, you know, just give a message to kind of the supporters of amateur soccer lovers in this country as it continues to grow leaps and bounds.
Well, the one thing I say is they've got my commitment as the president of USASA and a board member of US Soccer, that in my heart, and everybody who knows me knows I speak from the heart, that the amateur game definitely has a special place in my heart, and it will always be there. I grew up as a little kid on the amateur soccer fields with my dad. My referee career came through the amateur game. So I know how important the amateur game and the adult men's game is in the landscape of U.S. soccer. I just got to convince a few other people the importance of it and get U.S. soccer and, you know, to give it its respect that it deserves. I'll be totally honest, I really feel that, you know, there's been a little bit of a lack of respect for U.S. adult soccer in the last few years. But, you know, again, with change in leadership and change in philosophies, I can see U.S. adult soccer, you know, getting back on the platform it belongs.
Thanks for your time, John. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. No problem.
And more to come from This Week in the NPSL, special edition from New Orleans.
SoccerStub is the official ticket provider of the NPSL and powers the league ticket platform. Support live local soccer by visiting tickets.npsl.com to find tickets to NPSL matches near you directly from NPSL teams.
Welcome back to This Week in the NPSL. I'm your host, Paul Boron. We're on location in New Orleans at the annual owners meeting, and one of the biggest topics, as you've been able to tell throughout the show, has been expansion. For more thoughts on that, as well as about our great supporters, Willie Whitelaw is back with the NPSL Managing Director, Jeff Tafall.
Thanks, Paul. Jeff, obviously the annual owners meeting here in New Orleans this year. First question, just talk to us a little bit about the expansion opportunities that we have in this league. 6 announced as of now, and still more to come.
Yeah, you said it, more to come. I think we'll have another healthy round of expansion this year, filling out great partners again in our current regions, and all coming together at what's become our most important off-season, off-the-field event at the annual owners meeting.
Now, supporter culture in this league, big diversity. Some really great stories that are told, here at the owners' meetings or on social media or just picked up by, national coverage. To be honest, this past season, just talk to us a little bit about what makes a supporter culture, what it is and how unique it is nationwide for this league.
Our supporter culture is the heart and soul of this league. They're what keeps the relationship with our clubs and keeping them relevant and being able to contribute to the community and engage in a way that you can really digest the sport in a very special way that NPSL offers.
Just give us kind of a recap of the weekend and the positives that have come from it and just a general bringing together every year here.
The weekend's been good. It's the right time of year. We've had a chance to digest the season and plan out for the new season. We started it with the board meeting and a new team orientation meeting on Thursday night, and went into meetings, and then steamboat dinner and literally a Mardi Gras parade through the streets, as we know. And we got corporate business today, and another half day of meetings tomorrow with some breakout sessions with our teams to spend some time together. So it's like I've said, it's our most important off-field event, and continues to be an important piece for our teams to come together.
Thanks, Jeff. Back to you, Paul.
Thanks, Willie, and thanks to everyone who was a part of the show and a part of the annual owners meeting and a part of making 2017 such a great success. And that's going to put a bow on 2017. We now look forward to 2018 and our next event, the NPSL Players Showcase in Orlando. And This Week in the NPSL will be there. But for now, Paul Moron saying so long from New Orleans.